See anything
We
fascinating?
are here. We are here at Katie's family farm, which is gorgeous,
Ah,
beautiful 18th century farmhouse.
18th to 20th century. It
Yeah,
depends on which part you're
yeah.
talking about.
yeah.
Where in New Jersey are you?
Sussex County.
I don't
I
know.
don't
Is
know.
that anywhere near Vineland? Because that's where my family's late farm was from 100 some years ago.
Oh wow, no, we're up in the north, northwest.
Okay.
Parts of New
Okay,
Jersey
good.
are
Just gave me the
absolutely
signal
gorgeous.
that we are streaming. So I think we're gonna go ahead and get started, and we'll stick around and chat a little bit after our service. It's so wonderful to see everybody. Shabbat Shalom to those folks who are just joining. So we're gonna get started with a few songs before we light our candles. So join us in singing, please. Hine Matov, how good it is to be here together. Yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai dai 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 yai 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 dai 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 ya da 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 da. Hine ma tovu manayim shevat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevat achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya da 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 da. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya da 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 da. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Sing to the Lord a new song, Shiru Ladonai. And we can finally do the canon because we have the two of us here. So Katie, we're going to start off in harmony. And then Katie is going to start
Off in unison.
We'll start off in unison. And then we'll peel off into harmony. Katie will go first and I'll follow. And you can join along with either one of us. Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Kol Haaretz, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemo, Basaru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemot, Basaru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Shiru miyom liyom Yeshiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemot, Basaru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Shiru miyom liyom Yeshiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Shiru Shir Chadash, Shiru Ladonai, Baruch Hu Shemot, Basaru miyom liyom Yeshuato, Basaru miyom liyom Yeshuato. Next, we join in singing Yedid Nefesh, our love song to the eternal. And we sing together. Yedid nefesh harachamon, Yedid nefesh harachamon, Mishochav al retzonach, Or Zorua, light is sown for the just, and to the upright joy. Or Zorua latzadik, uleishrilav simcha. 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 And we now turn to the lighting of our Shabbat candles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Hashem kitshanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. A huge thank you to Dan for the beautiful photos and the slideshow tonight. We welcome in the presence of Shabbat together with Lecha Dodi. On the final verse, we invite you to rise in body or in spirit and to face each other, face a window or a door, and bow as we welcome the spirit, the presence of Shabbat. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabelai yaradai Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabelai Zachor b'dibur echad Hishni'anu el ha'miyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shemu l'tiferet ve'litila Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabela O likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelecha ki hi mikor habracha merosh mikedem nesucha סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabela yaradai Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabela Kivod Adonai alaych nigla Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabela yaradai Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabela Shalom Aleichem Gam b'simcha u'b'tza'ola Tochem unei am segula Boi chala Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabela yaradai Lecha Dodi likrat kala yaradai 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 penne Shabbat nekabela. We rise in body or in spirit for the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shebeirach ve'amad yivrach chiruteh ve'amlich malchuteh v'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kariv ve'yimeru amen Yishmechu b'mevarach le'olam olam me'almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitale v'yithalal shemei dekureshah b'richu le'ila min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nachemata tamiran be'alma ve'imeru amen. remain standing in body or in spirit for our responsive Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name, when I call on the light of my soul, I come home. Baruch Hu, dear one, Shekhinah, holy name, when I call the light of my soul, I come home. We continue with Ma'ariv Aravim. We read together in English. Blessed are you, Adonai, the source of life, the essence of creation, whose nature it is to spin day into dusk. With wisdom, the gates of dawn are opened. With understanding, the times and seasons come and go. Morning dawns, evening darkens. Darkness and light, yielding one to the other, yet each distinguished and unique. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. We give thanks for the passages of time. We continue together with the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. If you are standing, I invite you to be seated for the Ve'ahavta. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher Elohim mitzavecha hayom al lavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'beitecha u'v'lechtecha b'derech u'v'shochpecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'einecha וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem. And we sing our call and response, Micha Mocha, which always makes us feel like we are at home at Shir Tikvah. I'll sing the call, Katie will sing the response. Feel free to join with either one. We start with our nigun, our wordless melody, and then we continue with the words Micha Mocha. as we sing Hashkiveinu, we wish for a sukkah of peace, Sukhat Shlomecha, to cover us tonight, wherever we are at home, in our travels, to cover our loved ones, and to cover all those around the world in search of peace tonight. And we sing Hashkiveinu. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. Hashkiveinu Adonai, Eloheinu l'shalom, v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chaim. And we thank everyone for bearing with us in our makeshift Shabbat setup tonight. We are without our usual microphones, so we know that our internet might be a little spottier than usual, or our audio might be a little bit more muted than usual, but we thank you for bearing with us, and we're so happy to be with you, and we feel as if your voices are coming through the screen to us. Thank you, Tim. We continue with Yismechu. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomre, 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 Shabbat v'kore oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomre, 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 Shabbat v'kore oneg Shabbat. Mekadesh Shevi Shabbat, Kulam Yisme'u v'yitamu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomre, 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 Shabbat v'kore oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomre, 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 Shabbat v'kore oneg Shabbat. V'hashvi ratzita bo v'irashto Shabbat. Chendat yamimoto karata Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomre, 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 Shabbat v'kore oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malechutecha, shomre, 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 Shabbat v'kore oneg Shabbat. Zechar למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. ישמחו במלכותך, שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת. We rise in body or in spirit for the Amidah. After Adonai Sifatai, we'll chant the first few blessings together, and then we'll have a few moments for silent prayer, accompanied by the beautiful photos that Dan has compiled. Adonai, Ananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananana Ufi Agid, Tehilatacha, Ananana Adonai, Ananana Sfatai Tiftach, Ananana Ufi Agid, Tehilatacha, Ananana Adonai, Sfatai Tiftach, Ananana Ufi Agid, Tehilatacha, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevi Geula Livnei v'Leihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav lehoshia, Mechakel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofech cholim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayim emunato l'shenei afar, Michamocha ba'al gevurot, U'midol melach, Melech milit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atal hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'chol yom yehalelucha salah. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. If you're still praying, let our voices accompany you as you continue. So I have a few short thoughts to share about this week and this week's Parsha. If you can hear my speaking voice okay, can I just see some thumbs up? Great, thank you, Dan. So in case you didn't hear us say when we came in, we are sitting right now in Katie's family's 17th century farmhouse, which is this beautiful building just perched on top of gorgeous farmland. And right now I'm feeling the presence of countless generations who sat at this table and ate meals together and sang and prayed together and worked the land. And we're feeling your presence wherever you are today, at home or on the road, wherever you are. We're all connected, even though we're seeing you in these tiny little Zoom squares, and we're so grateful for your presence tonight. This feels like a very special Shabbat, and it's also the day before New Year's Eve, which I was just musing to Katie, as a Jewish person sometimes feels a little bit awkward because we've had our New Year already. And the secular New Year sometimes can feel a little bit redundant, or sometimes for me at least, a little bit hollow. And it's so strange because during Rosh Hashanah, it often feels to me like the rest of the outside world stays busy and fast, while we're in our season of slowness and contemplation. And this secular New Year feels like the opposite. Around us, the rest of the world has stopped, and a lot of people are on vacation. But this is not our Jewish season of contemplation, and so it feels a little bit mixed up sometimes and a little bit upside down. And that led me to muse about the nature of time. And as one does, since we have gobs of time right now, I was reading an article in the New York Times about Einstein and space-time, and I'm a Star Trek fan in case you didn't know that already, so this was very interesting for me. But I had some serious theological thoughts about all of this, which is that time is something we construct in our minds and in our societies, and it can be incredibly important when it allows us to get to work and school on time for the people that depend on us. But it can become oppressive when we find ourselves enslaved to the calendar, to the clock. Right now I hear a clock that's ticking very loudly, reminding me of this inexorable march of time. But at the same time, our brains need linear time. It's the way we're created. But we know that beyond us is sacred time, too enormous and too wonderful and awesome for us to even comprehend. And we find ourselves poised, accepting this wonderful gift of the anchor of time, and also the danger of making it into an idol when we lose sight of the ability to take a breath and just to be together. And to me, that is the real gift of Shabbat, that we have marked this seventh day, this day of rest. We need to count to be able to know that we got here. And we rely on our calendars and our clocks to tell each other we made it, we're here, it's Shabbat. But once we get here, we stop counting. We try to drown out the sound of that clock that is ticking so loudly. And we take a deep breath, and we remember this parallel gift of sacred time, which is outside, it's enormous, it is infinite and incomprehensible, but we taste it just a little bit on Shabbat, and maybe even more sweetly on this particular Shabbat, when some of us may be feeling a little frenetic, caught between travel. I know our dear Beth on a plane on her way home right now, and it is such a gift that we can just take this breath together wherever we are. This gift that we've been given, this sanctuary in time, as the great Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel so beautifully and eloquently wrote. And this connects to our Parsha of the week, because we remember also the gift of community and the gift of forgiveness. This week we read about Joseph, who has sojourned long in Egypt, sold into enslavement by his scheming brothers, then rising to a position of power, and then finally, after all those years, reconnecting with those same brothers that betrayed him so cruelly, and overcome by emotion, he cries out, he wails so loudly that all of the stewards throughout all of the other rooms hear him wailing with grief, with relief, with forgiveness, and we learn that our tradition gives us another gift of holding all of these complex emotions of anger, of strife, and also the deep ability to forgive, to have compassion. And during this time, we're cognizant that many of us deal with difficult dynamics with our families, with our friends, and all alongside that, we can hold this difficulty with the possibility of forgiveness, of redemption. And even when that's not possible, we hold those two things together at the same time, and we hold each other in community, especially during this sanctuary in time. And so tonight, I give thanks for you, for our community, for the gift of Shabbat, and for the gift of Torah. Shabbat Shalom. We turn our hearts now to those who are in need of healing, of body, of spirit. Kay Ann Liss, Eric George Floden, Alan and Joanne Travis, Elena Clamon, Susan Brown Zimmerman, Peter Feindman, Diana Sanders, Duffy Brodsky, Ed Snow, Beth Demers, Jabari Williams, Kathy Grossman, Sonal Starr, Joyce B., Andy A., Paul P., Ayelet Bat Chava Vahersh Shmuel, Debbie Gilman, Neil Daniels Midman, Anya Gable, Sue Boardman, Sarah Kianowski, Debbie Sachs-Buteau, Stanley Roth, Kathy Neff. I invite you to name, either aloud or in the chat box, the names of those who you wish to think of tonight who are in need of healing. And as those names continue to fill the chat box, we sing together. Mi Shebeirach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu be the source of strength who blessed the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi Shebeirach Imotenu Mekor HaBracha Leavotenu and let us say, Amen. We sing together as we wish for peace. O say Shalom. O say Shalom bimromav. Uya'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshei tevel. Ve'imru Amen. O say Shalom bimromav. Uya'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshei tevel. Ve'imru Amen. O say Shalom bimromav. Uya'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'al kol yoshei tevel. Ve'imru Amen. We rise in body or in spirit for our responsive Aleinu. If you were standing, I invite you to be seated for just a moment. We remember now the yahrzeit of Arthur Wolfsey, father of Stephen Wolfsey, Lillian Farrell, mother of Catherine Farrell, Edie Frankel, aka Granny Butter, on her 16th yahrzeit, Lynn Bronsky's grandma. In this year, we remember Stuart Fay, Al Levin, Claude Lieber, Ruth Sipperstein, Marvin Silverston, Janet Candle, Ken Bloomberg, Henry Wolfson, Erwin Liebau, Helen Fine, Wynne Musgrave, Sue McHugh, Bob Ruxin, and just in this week, Bernice Hutzler-Stein, grandmother of Emily Musgrave, who passed away right after her 105th birthday. And I invite you to share in the chat box or aloud the names of those loved ones you are remembering tonight. Stephen, William Zucker, Ruth Zirin, Sonia Hackle, Paul Hackle. And we rise in body or in spirit as one community of memory for the Mourners Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'amal divrach hirutei v'amlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman ka'ariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam ulamei alamaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithale v'yithalal shemei dekudesha parichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Yehi Shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chayim Aleinu Kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'ramav, hu ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael, ve'al Kol Yoshvei Tevel, v'imru Amen. May the one who makes peace in the high places bring peace to us and to all Israel and to all who dwell on earth. And we say, Amen. If you're standing, I invite you to be seated. And we sing a closing, rousing chorus of Adon Olam, a responsive version. I was getting some telepathic eyebrow communication there. Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Leit Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shelo Nikra Adon Olam, V'acharei Kiklot HaKol, Levado Yiloch Nora Adon Olam, V'hu Haya, Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem Kol, Yitzir Nivra, Leit Nasa, V'chefso Kol, Azay Melech Shelo Nikra Adon Olam, V'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni, Laham Shelo Lahachbira Adon Olam, B'li Rishit, B'li Tachlit, V'lohos v'hamizra Adon Olam, Asher Malach, B'terem בטרם כל, יציר נברא, לעת נשא, וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם, והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצורכי לי בצרה אדון עולם, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא אדון עולם, אדון עולם, אדון עולם, השם עלה, בטרם כל, יציר נברא, לעת נשא, וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם, בידו כי רוחי, והייתי שגנאי אדון עולם, ואם רוחי כביאתי, אדוני ולא ירא אדון עולם, השם עלה, בטרם כל, יציר נברא, לעת נשא, וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא אדון עולם. And our actual closing song, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzivchem l'shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And we'll pause for a moment to grab a glass of wine. Take a moment, if you have a glass of wine or grape juice or something tasty, we'll raise our glasses together for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodesho be'ahava u'v'ratzon inchilanu, zikaron ma'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila le'mikra'ei kodesh, zecher letziat mitzrayim, ki banu v'charta ve'otanu kiddashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat kodeshecha be'ahava u'v'ratzon inchatanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat l'chaim. Shabbat shalom. Katie's procuring some bread. Success. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lecha min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It has been such a delight to spend this Shabbos with you.